The probabilities say that unless we get through this area here, which is now 28 to 28.6 or so, then you would favor the downside, okay? If it gets through this area, it can reattack this 31, 32,000 level, maybe then breaking out. So here's your Ethereum chart. And again, Ethereum had much the same breakdown. The only difference in Ethereum here is that it made a lower low.
In his recent strategy update, Gareth Soloway discussed Bitcoin and Ethereum charts, along with focusing on altcoins, particularly highlighting the gains seen in Matic. A federal appeals court ruled Tuesday that the Securities and Exchange Commission must reconsider crypto asset manager Grayscale Investments' application to launch the first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, the latest setback for SEC Chair Gary Gensler's efforts to regulate the upstart industry. Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seyffart says the win increases the chances of a successful outcome for the subsequent applicants. After Tuesday's victory of Grayscale over the U.S. SEC, the Bitcoin price made a quick recovery, surging past $27,500 levels. However, from there, the Bitcoin price has undergone a partial retracement and is currently down 0.79% and is trading at $27.28. Last month, a U.S. judge ruled that XRP token purchases via exchanges were not securities transactions. The SEC sued Ripple, the company behind the XRP token, in 2020, alleging that the company broke securities laws. In the interview, Soloway mentioned that the SEC lost the Ripple case and is currently facing challenges in the Grayscale case as well. This is causing many people in the cryptocurrency markets to think that the possibility of a spot ETF being approved is increasing. Soloway mentioned that unless Bitcoin manages to move successfully through the current range, which is roughly between 28 and 28.6, there's a chance it could go back up to the 31,320 to 32,000 level. Moreover, there's even a possibility of breaking out beyond that level. Let's direct our attention towards the video.
We had the Grayscale news. So basically another loss for the SEC. The SEC's getting pummeled, guys. I mean, again, I don't know what the heck's going on with them, why they're bringing these suits. They have to know that there might not be a shot at them winning. So I'm not really sure why they're going after it, but it just starts to look bad when they keep losing. They lost the Ripple case. Now they're losing the Grayscale case, right? And ultimately, this is pushing the crypto markets to believe that a spot ETF is more and more likely. It's shifting that probability further and further. I think a spot ETF is coming, and Grayscale basically is confirming that. So what did we see? Does this change the crypto markets? And the answer is no, it doesn't, right? So this is the kicker. Every time there's good news, you see the bulls in crypto, and I understand, right? Crypto traders and investors, they want to see the next bull market. They want to make $1 million out of 10,000. I understand. But you also have to look at the charts, and I'm a chartist and a dataist, right? Basically, we're looking at a chart here. So we have this longer trend here, right? So let me go over this. You have this trend line here, and you have this top trend line. That's what creates a wedge pattern, right? It creates this pattern here, right? And what happened was we broke down below 28,000. Now, that was a level I was talking about for literally a month prior as being a major pivotal level. It's this upsloping trend line from here to here to here. This broke. Now, if you've listened to my game plans at all, or if you know my methodology, if you've taken the Winning Trader series, whatever it may be, what you know is that there's a tendency for breakdowns to occur, and then you get a retrace to the scene of the crime. All right, the scene of the crime being the level it broke from. Now, that's exactly what we got here. And again, this was very important because it retraced right to 28,000 and change, hitting this pivot point right below this upsloping yellow line. Now, it's still possible we could go up and test the yellow line somewhere up here, but ultimately, unless Bitcoin, and this is just facts, guys. And again, I understand crypto, Twitter, and so forth doesn't want to hear this, but I'm just a chartist. I'm just giving you the facts, or at least the probabilities, right? And the probabilities say that unless we get through this area here, which is now 28 to 28.6 or so, then you would favor the downside, okay? If it gets through this area, it can reattack this 31, 32,000 level, maybe then breaking out. But what I always say to you guys, and is so important, is respect support, respect resistance until it is broken.
Ethereum saw a notable recovery on August 29th as the price increased from around $1,640 to $1,740. While it has held levels above $1,700, buyers appear hesitant and the uptrend has cooled. Soloway explained that when it comes to Bitcoin, it's doing a bit better because its previous low wasn't beaten by the new low, which suggests a higher low might be forming. However, Ethereum is showing something different. It made a new low on its chart, which isn't as positive. Due to a pullback in Bitcoin, Matic crypto plummeted 3.1% on Wednesday. Technical analysis reveals that the bulls need to break above a key trend line to unlock a massive upside. However, the price action must be supported by the strength of Bitcoin. Let's direct our attention towards the video.
So here's your Ethereum chart. And again, Ethereum had much the same breakdown. The only difference in Ethereum here is that it made a lower low. All right, so again, just flipping back to Bitcoin real quick, is that Bitcoin, if you look here, this low never got taken out by this low. So technically speaking, at least Bitcoin has that going for it, is that it has a higher low still intact. But if we flip over to this chart of Ethereum, all right, we can see, and I'm going to zoom in again, we can see here, guys, that Ethereum made a low here and it made a lower low here. Now, it's still got a bounce, but basically the same thing applies, that on the bounce, unless you recapture this line, this is just a retrace after an oversold situation on Ethereum. All right, so again, just understand that. That's really important. You're looking basically at 1850-ish, give or take, as your level that it needs to get above for Ethereum to recapture this level. And then honestly, then you have this trend line too that you're going to have to run into, right? Pivot high here to pivot high here, and that's at just above 1900, right? So resistance 1, resistance 2, if it gets through there, then you can retest the double top at around 2100 and change. All right, so the other crypto I want to go through real quick is, and I went long about a week ago, when we dumped out on a lot of these charts, I went long some altcoins. I thought altcoins were overdone. I love the levels on something like Ripple, on Litecoin fell a lot. I mean, a lot of these charts. So yesterday, I did take profits on one altcoin, and I want to explain my thought process here because I think it's very useful. So again, what I want to do here is quickly just look at the Matic chart, and we're going to look at Polygon, which again is Matic. And if we flip to Matic, what we can see is that it was essentially at double bottom. So again, double bottom down here, and it's hard for me to show. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. All right, so there we go. So basically what you had here is a low on it here, and this is going back to June, the June low, and you were reattacking it down in this range. So I said to myself, listen, we just flushed through. We almost hit 25,000 on Bitcoin. The RSIs are ridiculously low. You're probably going to get a bounce. Now, remember, I'm a swing trader, so I'm in and I'm out. And that's exactly what we got yesterday. So while I had I have about 4 positions, small positions in altcoins, or maybe even 5, what I did was I took Matic off in terms of profits. Now, so far, that was the smart decision. The alert went out around 63 cents right up here. It was about a 10+%, almost 11% gain on Matic. But let me explain why. So as a trader, you have a certain amount of positions in your portfolio. Now, the retail mentality is to hold everything and try to make a fortune. That ends up in a broken account or essentially going bust. You blow up your account when you try that. The pro, what they do is they say, hey, listen, I have 4 or 5 positions that are now all in the money by 5 to 10, 15%. Let's start inching out of a little bit. Let's protect our gains. Let's take some of those gains off the table. And that's what I did. It has nothing to do, and this is the key, it has nothing to do with Matic particularly. It just happens to be that one was up almost 11%. And it was just like, you know what? I still have Cardano, I still have Ripple, I still have some Litecoin, etc. So let me take a little bit off the table. This way, if it falls back down, if crypto comes back down, I can re-enter, or at least I've pocketed some profits to offset if I go into the loss column on those others. And this is the mentality that we need to get to as a group if you're going to be a pro and if you're going to make millions.
Bitcoin's surprise rebound to $28,000 has convinced analysts in the market that the sell-off is almost over and a recovery into the bull market is in the initial stages. This rally, although brief, changed the technical aspect of Bitcoin price, lowering the chances of another dip below $25,000 support. The most prominent crypto saw a spike in trading volume as investors quickly reacted to the much-publicized Grayscale Investments win against the Securities and Exchange Commission. Bitcoin recovers a little bit. Is this the start of bull run? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this information valuable, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel to stay informed with the latest news and videos. Thanks for joining us.